Hello, everybody. Bobby Francis from Full Tilt Weather here. We're talking about the 12th and 13th event for severe weather. The National Weather Service put a 15% hatch out for the 12th for parts of Oklahoma and Texas into the Arklatek. And moving into the 13th, we have now got a huge hatching from Dallas, Texas into parts of Mississippi, extending into parts of Missouri, and all the way down, including the majority of Louisiana and then, well, all of Arkansas. Uh, the yellow outline is 15. The inside is a 25% hatch. This is the better chance for severe weather, or at least that's what the National Weather Service is saying right now. There is no real detailed forecast, so that's where that's what they're saying at the moment. So let's go over and look at some of the models. So GFS, long range forecast model, the American trusted long range model. It's been used for about 50 years now. Expecting lines to fire right up along I-35, basically. This is supercell composure, or basically the chance there is of severe weather occurring along this line. Um, Moving forward, this will continue to get stronger and will cycle out. More than likely, there will be a 14th, the day of the 14th, late in that morning time frame into midday for severe weather leaving Louisiana, Mississippi, and right along the four-state border of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. The GFS has targeted pretty heavily right along this area. This is a lot of the area the National Weather Service now has a 25% chance out for. If we look, this is the surface base cape. So this is your fuel to fuel your severe weather. And as you will see whenever we pull into the right hour of run here, very unstable right along Texas, Louisiana border to the southern side. This is a very, very likely area for severe weather. I would expect tornadoes in this area. I will more than likely be in this area. But we're talking 21,000. This is very, very high end Cape. We're talking clustered or supercells more than likely. The shearing for this area is extremely violent. We're going to have a low located north of this area around Wyoming that's going to be pushing shearing back down off of the line that will create your rotating supercells as they move into Louisiana. Um, this appears to be the primary area. Uh, good portion of East Texas right here, maybe moving up into parts of central Arkansas, and the majority of the center and eastern side of Louisiana. Very likely severe weather along this line. Uh, we will be moving into, you see, this is 138 hours out. Whenever we move into the 48 hours out, this will be a lot easier to discern because this is going to be the night of the 13th. So that's kind of something we're really looking at right now. But moving over, the most unstable cape will stay relatively the same. So we keep that same huge cape bracket right through that area. As the cape begins to come up off the Gulf Coast, because you have the moisture in the warmer air, which is your primary cape, which is cape in itself is convective available potential energy. So think of that as a word you may have heard, instability. So fuel for the fire, basically. And I did not pull a run for this on Pivotal. So we'll go ahead and pull this real quick. I wanted to show the shearing probability here. I usually have all my model runs ready, but apparently I didn't today. Dew point We're going to go down to the 200 right through here. So this is your tornadic threat right here, because you're having a very strong line of shearing moving along the eastern portion of the United States, coming right along this Arclitect to the southern side of it. So basically, just in this depiction, you don't even really have to know much about weather to realize that right along this line right here, going across into Louisiana and Mississippi, is going to be your primary points, because you're having shear come down along this line. If we move that up into a little bit further, we see it get a lot stronger right here in the Arclitect. This is pretty close to Texarkana, that area. So you're going to start seeing much stronger winds coming down in a loft over this area. And we're talking, this is at about 21,000 feet, 126 knots. That's about 145 mile an hour southwesterly flowing through this area. Shearing of that nature is maybe not unheard of, but extremely, extremely rare. These numbers surpass the event we've seen on the 4th with the 3 EF4s. This surpasses the shearing numbers we've seen on the 30th with the EF3s in Mississippi. This is a very, very, very volatile atmosphere, and this will more than likely will at least get moderate by the National Weather Service, and I would say from what we're seeing at the moment, will probably trend towards a particularly dangerous scenario watch. And the majority of that's going to be Arclitect, southern Arkansas, central Louisiana, western Louisiana, and primarily the majority of eastern Texas. Because either way you look at it, you're still looking at your stronger Cape being here. So cells have to go up, and they have to have that warmer environment. And this area is expected to be extremely warm. 500 surface temperatures. So as you can see right here, that whole most unstable Cape is definitely just following that warm front right through there. That's what the models are expecting, and this warm front to become very convective available. It's a little too early to start talking about what the main threat would be. From the shearing, tornadoes will definitely remain possible. This kind of Cape and temperature brackets, I would expect larger hail to be possible. 60 mile an hour winds stay a constant in these kind of setups. This is not going to be a high wind scenario. This is more of a hail tornadic kind of line. But overall, I mean, there's a lot of time left here, and a lot of things are going to change. We move into this 48-hour period. We'll know a lot more about it, what's going to happen, what's going to go down. But right now, that's basically what we're looking at and what we've been looking at the last week and a half. I've been tracking this line for almost 2 weeks before the National Weather Service said anything. And this is pretty well what we've stayed in these same parameters. But whenever we go into the 48, I'll make a much more precise forecast. But this is kind of what we're looking at the moment. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Peace.